This is the story of the secret slide of the Swiss hills. Once upon a time, in a peaceful Swiss village nestled between lush green hills, lived two friends named Jasmine and Earl. They were the best of friends and neighbors, and they had a black shepherd dog who was as loyal as the sun in the sky. Every morning, they woke up before the sun, and after bidding goodbye to their families, they would head out into the hills with their livestock. They would walk among the cows, and their dog would run ahead, always returning to make sure they were okay. All around them were beautiful flowers, and the dog would often stop to sniff them, his tail wagging furiously. After a long day of tending their livestock, they would return home, tired but happy. The aroma of freshly baked bread would waft through the air, and they would treat themselves with a thick slice of bread with soft butter. Ah, it just melts in your mouth, Jasmine would say. And they would eat in silence, lost in thought. When the sun would peek through the clouds, they would grab their fishing rods and head to the nearby hills. There they would spend hours chasing butterflies, playing with sparrows and each other. "Ooh, you can't catch me!" Jasmine would shriek with laughter. As Earl tried to catch her, they would stay out as long as the sun, and when it would start to set, they would head back home, their hearts brimming with joy. On one such day, while playing near the hills, Earl had hurt his leg. Jasmine helped him up, and seeing that he was sad, she picked some pretty flowers and made a crown for him. He was so surprised. "Thank you, Jasmine. You know, I love flowers," he said, and he wore the flower crown proudly. From that day on, whenever Earl went to pick flowers for his mother, he would pick some for Jasmine too, because he knew how much she loved flowers. Now, beyond their valley stood a tall mountain. It was covered with lush green trees, and on its head sat a sparkling lake and a small stream. It looked so beautiful, yet so far, they had always dreamed of going there, but they never dared. One day, while tending to their livestock, they found themselves heading towards the mountain. At first, they were scared, but then they started to enjoy the view. As they walked higher and higher, the trees became thicker, and soon they couldn't see the road anymore. But they kept walking, and finally, they reached the top. When they came out of the tree line, they gasped. Below them were the clouds, and they could feel the icy, refreshing breeze on their skin. "Oh, we're above the clouds!" Jasmine shouted, and she laughed as the wind tried to snatch her words away. Then they saw something magical. Beside them was a big stone, and from its sides flowed sparkling water. It looked like a slide, but how could they be sure? "Well, only one way to find out," said Earl, and he started sliding down the stone. At first, it was slow and fun, but then the slide merged with another, and soon he was shooting down the hill at the fastest speed. "Yo!" he cried out in delight, and Jasmine, without a moment's hesitation, slid down after him. She felt the wind in her hair, the water on her face, and she screamed with joy as she went faster and faster. Below them, their dog ran alongside, barking joyfully, and their livestock wandered home on their own. They slid down the entire waterway, and when they finally reached the bottom, they felt exhilarated. It was the best, most thrilling adventure of their lives, and they knew they would never forget it. They hugged each other, and then, out of breath, they started to walk back home. The stars twinkled in the sky, and the moon smiled down on two happy friends who shared a secret that would stay with them forever. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel for more exciting videos.